How's it going on, everybody? IncogM here back in another video. Obviously today we are doing the Monotype Battle Association Championship, or post championship, or championship post commentary, whatever you want to call it. It's a post commentary. I'm joined always by Tori.
What's up, everybody?
And yeah, so if you didn't catch up with everything, I recommend watching the other videos so you know what's going on here. The 1 and the 2 seeds respectively. Essex and Gala Shields are playing. And yeah, couldn't have live recorded because it was during the day for both of us and we're both at work. So we had to figure out a day to do this. So I just got Tori. I said, hey, you're good now? She said, yeah. And I was like, alright, cool. So yeah, so to start off, before we even click the play button, just gonna put it out there, I picked Essex and Tori picked Gal Shields. You should know this from the other video. Well, no, you would know this, but now you know, because we kept it secret until we found out when the match happened. So then we watched it. Obviously we already know the result, but you guys don't yet, so you guys get to watch. Now we're not gonna give extensive commentary as usual like you guys are used to on regular videos. I'm just gonna pause it at certain moments, talk about how I feel about certain turns, and Tori will add in commentary here and there, of course, as usual. And that's really gonna be it. And then, you know, at the end I'll say my piece about MBA, maybe Tori will as well. And yeah, that's about it. So just on observation, we have the Flygon, the Crocodile, the Hippowdon, Extro, Garchomp, and Mega Camerupt. And go ahead.
We have Tapu Lele, Mega Gallade, Victini, Slowbro, Celebi, and Mew.
Yeah, so like we had said, I think Tori definitely said something about Exegeo and Hippowdon definitely being a big spectacle this match. Obviously because that has won them the majority of their games with that combination. But also, since I'm on Essex's side, I definitely thought that this would be, or definitely think this will be a better match for Devolvo, because obviously he has the Lele, he has the Mega Gallade. Maybe he'll learn, set up some other weather, and then be able to beat Hippowdon and Exegeo, but we'll see how everything works out. So, beginning with the first turn, we see Camerupt and Gallade, and straight up I'm going to pause here. This lead-off matchup is weird to me. I would have probably tried to go Celebi, even if Celebi wouldn't have worked out that well, maybe even Mew. Because even then, they're two good Pokemon. They can take a hit, or you have an Assault Vest Pokemon. But obviously, you know, Mega Gallade has like base 110, special defense, and that's pretty good. But you don't know about Mega Camerupt at this point, so let's go ahead and just see this turn play out. Slowbro comes in on the Mega Camerupt, and there goes the Earth Power to 52%. So we see that heavy damage. And at this point, you're probably like, oh man, is he just gonna water move him? Well, let's continue. Switch on to Celebi, see another Earth Power pop off, does 37% to Celebi. At this point, I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, does he think that his Slowbro is too slow? Kind of funny in his name, to beat out the Camerupt, but we don't see the switch out. So that's kind of a weird, I guess it's a good read on Devolvo's part, not to let his Slowbro go down just in case that Camerupt has any speed. Obviously, we all know that Slowbro outspeed it no matter what. So there's that too. But it is a good play on his part nonetheless. It still took a lot of damage on 52. Well, Celebi took not that much. Moving on, the next turn goes by at Rain Dance, but then the Flamethrower still kills, because obviously this is sheer force, and y'all already know about Mega Camerupt. But no, seriously, yes. This first kill definitely established where this battle was going in the first place. Even seeing the Flamethrower still kill was still surprising in my opinion when I first watched this. And he did get up the Rain Dance, so that was really good. But was that his only Pokemon to set up said weather condition? Well, we'll find out later. So Lele comes in, Lele goes to Hidden Power Water, and Oko's the Camerupt, and the only way it was dying was Hidden Power Water. I did a bunch of calcs, so yeah, unless it was like hidden, I don't know, it has to be like choice specs, Hidden Power Ground or something, I think. But even then, that's not even a roll in Lele's favor if that's a especially defensive Camerupt. But we see that happen. So you see that kill, and then the Flygon comes in, and this to me is very interesting, right? You have a Psychic Fairy type coming in, you know, came in, killed your Mega Camerupt, and you send in your Dragon type. Could mean one of two things. One, you're scarfed, or two, you have a Focus Sash and you want to set up one D-Dance in order to try and sweep. Let's see the way this plays out. So we go ahead and play again. We see the Slowbro coming, we see the D-Dance, and obviously we can all probably tell here that this is probably the same Focus Sash Flygon that we've seen in previous games. But let's keep going. We see the Earthquake, we see it do 40, we see the Slowbro do Ice Beam, we see the Focus Sash, of course, like I said. Then we see the Slowbro die to the Earthquake, getting another kill for Gala Shields. We see the Gallade come in, Earthquake happens again while we see the Zen Headbutt. This is kind of a weird disadvantage for Devovo, and yeah, now we're at turn 8. But because he had Psychic Terrain still up, and if he didn't have it, he could just Shadow Sneaked it easily. I assume he had it. That would have been better. Also, I would have kept around Slowbro a little bit longer, or at least had something that could take maybe a +1 Earthquake better. But that's just me. I didn't build the team. I didn't make this team. The ground typing is hard to plan for, though. But even then, you know, if you're playing against a ground typing, I mean, it's whatever. I just would have prepped it a little bit differently. But so far, it's a 4-4. So let's go ahead and resume, let the Flygon die, and then it comes in the Garchomp, and the Garchomp Earthquakes. Now at this point, that means it's just Scarf Garchomp. That's all that tells us, right? It kills the Mega Gallade. Now we're at 4-3. Tori is clearly winning here, but anything can still happen with turns to remain. Of course. So Chomp kills the Gallade, Lele comes in. Obviously, he doesn't want to risk anything for Garchomp getting killed. Even if the Earthquake could kill Lele there, Cruel doesn't want to risk that. So Big Berth is here. I paused it here, of course. And, yeah. A good Pokemon to send in here, because they definitely take hits from Tapu Lele. They take a lot from it, I believe. So, we see the Moonblast happen. It does 43. And the Sandstorm hits Lele a little bit. Goes into Victini, which is a weird switching in my opinion, because you have a whole fire type that you just threw in here for whatever reason. I think that was bad. That's a bad play by Devovo. I definitely think this was where things started to go in Cruel's favor. And I definitely think Tori might agree. But
Yes,
it's just a weird...
Well, I think definitely also just the Bulldoze in general.
Yeah, Bulldoze was a good play.
Yeah.
Because now you have a slowed down Victini that can outspeed Crocodile, and outside of Sand, it can outspeed Excadrill now, and it will never outspeed Garchomp at this point. So there was that happened. So we see the Bulldoze happen. Does a good chunk. See a Crocodile come in. We see the V-Crate happen. It does not kill the Crocodile, unfortunately. And then we see Victini perish to knock off. I thought personally there'd be a pursuit play, but clearly we didn't see that. And obviously a Crick is going to be faster than all the time because it reduces speed twice. So there was that. So now we're at 4-2, and this is looking very grim for the Essex Excadrills. So as we move on, see Lele go for the Hidden Power, whatever it is. I'm going to assume here that it's what it was water last time, so it had to be water again. So now we're at 3-2, so it's not looking too bad, but I mean there's still an Excadrill in the back, there's still a Sand Setter in the back, and there's still a Scarf Garchomp. So there's that. Still 3-2. Sand is not going to end because this is smooth rock sand for the Hippowdon. So Garchomp comes in, Mew comes out, Earthquake happens, there's 31%. And now we see a little bit of a stall fest for you guys. So we see the Will-O-Wisp, and then we see the, well, I think this is the, yeah, no, those are not switch out, excuse me. So now we see the Roosting and the Earthquaking, and then everything else happens here. Hippowdon comes out, we see another Roost by Mew, and at this point in the match, I'm just going to let this play until a finite point. We just see things happen. We see Crunch happen from Hippowdon, we see Garchomp come back out, we see Moonblast, and we see Garchomp die. I'm going to pause it here. I mean, letting that Pokemon die, letting Garchomp die was a good play for Cruel, because you didn't really need Garchomp anymore. You can win out with Excadrill at any point you want to, but you have to play it correctly is the really, really basic point here. And once Lele is gone, it's really up to Mew. We've only seen Roost and Will-O-Wisp out of Mew, so we really haven't seen much out of it. So we don't know what it's going to do. So I think that was a good play. But it is 2-2, so it is tied up, but I definitely still think that despite the, what's the word I'm looking for? What is it? Not the advantage, but the momentum. Despite the momentum Essex has a little bit right now, what you'll see is how Essex might have messed up this game. So Excadrill comes out, we see the Earthquake kill Tapu Lele, and we see Mew come out, we see the Swords Dance, then we see the Will-O-Wisp, and this is where things get kind of interesting. So, we see another Swords Dance. We see Mew go for Energy Ball. I'm going to pause it here because you have Roost, you have Will-O-Wisp, and then you have Energy Ball. If this Mew doesn't have something to hit Excadrill with, this game is basically over and done with. And that's not an opinion, that's just a fact. If it doesn't have anything to hit this with, it's done. It's over with. So, we unpause here, and we just see the Z move pop, which is Never Ending Nightmare Z Shadow Claw. The Cassib Berry is really crucial here, but not really. But it does help. So we see the +6 Excadrill, and we see the Roost again from Mew. And then we're just here with Earthquake doing 75%. We see the Roost again from Mew. And at this point, I would have just attacked, personally, and now you're going to see why. So, he gets down too low to where Roost isn't really going to mean much. Let's just scroll up a little bit. Energy Ball did 26 already. If Devolvo had Energy Balled on the predicted Swords Dance at turn 25, which I'm circling here for you guys at home, that would have been better. Just because you would have got him a little bit lower, then you would have seen the Earthquake and then the Roost, another Earthquake, then a Roost, and now we're at turn 26. Excuse me, sorry for scoring down, but yeah, you would have seen something better out of this, basically. Essex, or well, not Essex, the Excadrill named Exis, Essex, my pronunciation's terrible, but mainly what I'm trying to say here is this: had he just attacked at a predicted Swords Dance turn, it would have been better. And obviously we can see in the chat, Devolvo even says, I misplayed this massively, GG, which it is GG. Earthquake kills, and the Galaxy Galvantulas, or Cruel Sea, Royal, and Toby, Tailwind, whatever. I'll just call you guys Cruel and Toby. They have won.
Me.
No, we're not there yet. Won the league as the 2nd seed, and as we all know, they started out like the #1 seed throughout the season and lost 3 out of their last 4 games. Made it still in as the 2nd seed. And now, well, now they're the champions. I do have to say, this was a good match. It was a really interesting match. It was definitely a nail-biter to the end and just misplay for Essex at the end. I personally believe that this was still a good game. Even if my pick was wrong, I still believe that Devolvo still could have won this had he played it better. But there's not a lot I can say that he did wrong besides towards the end, because he still played it, except for maybe the Victini as well, but he still played it correctly. I think he could have brought it to the Pokemon, but hindsight's 2020, of course. For Gala Shields, congratulations. I mean, I don't know what else I gotta say to you guys here. You guys did really well. You guys played out this season together, you know, team builder and coach, and sometimes Toby would take over whenever Cruel couldn't. And it was a really good, team. They're good friends, obviously, and it clearly shows that they work really well together as a team. And also, congratulations to Tori. Tori wins the season series against me for the 2nd straight season, I believe it is, because she won last season for the DDL. Yeah, that's what we did last season, yeah. So, there was that. So, congratulations to Tori on that.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
No.
I'd like to thank God, not only God, but also Jesus.
Why are you like this? Anyways, it was either DDR or Little Cup. I don't recall which.
Yes.
I am blanking out on this, of course, but anyways, you guys understand what I'm talking about. But this will be going up on Easter Sunday, so happy Easter, and then happy Passover for those who celebrate. And if you don't celebrate either of those holidays, have a happy Sunday. And you will have 3 days left to apply for the next league, which is the Middle Cup Circuit. The logo will flash up on screen or just be on the side somewhere as I'm closing out this video. And my final thoughts on the MBA is just basically this. This is a really fun league, and I honestly want to run it again. And if I could have made any improvements, the species clause thing was definitely something that happened at the beginning of the season I wish I had changed early, but things happen, and it's still, the season still progressed on as normal. I didn't have anybody quit until very, very last minute, and that's okay. You know, things happen. Didn't really have anything bad happen in my leagues as usual, because, you know, my leagues are drama free and pretty cool. And if you want to apply for the next one, like I said, application will be in the description. These leagues are really fun, and always come up with some idea, or else I repeat another idea. But that's going to be it from me. Tori, do you have any final thoughts on the MBA?
I think that this is a very successful league. Definitely, species clause is definitely a thing that needs to, be mended. But I mean, of course, we learn as we learn and grow as we do these leagues. I think everyone did an awesome job. I think we did. This is very successful. I can't wait for the next one. Please get your applications in. We don't want any stragglers, a couple days later after the application closed being like, let me in. It's no.
Even then, if we do see any stragglers, they're more likely not to get in because we are handpicking this time rather than a randomizer. But as with most leagues, I'm glad that we got to finish it and we didn't have any problems. So, from me and Tori, this will be the final goodbye for the MBA, and I hope you stay tuned for the MCC. Tori, would you like to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
And we will talk to you guys later.